Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's talk more about old school values, old school rules. Now, these aren't really rules, these are more values, but I've been talking about this in a couple other videos and they seem to be popular, so let's continue this series. A lot of you guys that are my age or older, you know this stuff. I'm preaching to the choir. You young guys need to listen up. The reason why I target you young guys sometimes is because I feel like, just from my observation as a 50-year-old man, that certain traditions are falling apart. There's a certain aspect of manhood that is being diluted, it seems, with every generation. Every 10 years or so, you motherfuckers seem to get a little weaker. I think that it has something to do with some of these values. You need to stay true to some of this shit. Maybe your fathers, maybe it's our fault. Maybe the older cats didn't teach you this stuff, in which case, hey, I apologize. I'm gonna teach it to you right now. Old school values. The first one I put on the list, and I had to put this first, is because it's probably the most important, is respect. See, a lot of people have this view of respect these days that you have to earn my respect. I don't respect you or nobody until you earn it, until you prove to me that you're worthy of my respect. So when you look at the world that way, you walk around rather annoyed at everybody you meet, because you're not going into meetings with random individuals with respect. They have to earn it. So if they don't have your respect and you don't respect them, then it's rather adversarial. You're navigating all day long, adversarial against the world. It's you against the world. What a hard way to navigate. Old school values were a little bit different, were flipped. We showed respect for everyone, and you had to prove to me that you were not worthy of my respect. There was a common decency that gentlemen had. You know what a gentleman is? I think that's part of the problem. Maybe that's another video I need to make, is to explain what a gentleman is. I could go for 20 minutes just on that. A gentleman isn't just some bow tie wearing stuck-up dude in a suit. It's a behavior. A guy in rags can be a gentleman. To navigate with a certain level of elegance. And when I say elegance, I don't mean, fruitcake kind of stuff. I'm not talking about that kind of elegance. I'm not like an elegant woman. I'm talking about defining elegance as action with intention. When you talk about someone who moves elegantly, they move, their actions look like they're made with intention. So men used to carry themselves with intention, with intent. That takes a certain level of confidence, certain level of self-mastery. Alpha male dominance. The stuff is being diluted, it's being lost. Everything starts with respect. You live for and you die for respect. That's what I was taught as a kid. I don't know what you kids are being taught. Honesty. Honesty is an old school value. And when I say honesty, I'm also talking about truth. I think it's synonymous. When you're being honest, you're telling the truth. But I think society in general was a little bit more truthful. There was less plastic surgery. A woman who had slightly imperfect breasts wasn't any less beautiful. Now there's such pressure amongst women to be a certain way. They all have fake tits. I think that people are presenting themselves in untruthful ways. I think people are living a life that is a lie. Not that everybody is a fraud, a lot of people are, but when you live a life that's a lie, you constantly tell yourself one thing and you do another. It could be, I have dreams, but I never go for them. I just sit and watch Netflix every night, but I still have these goals, but I never do anything towards them. You're living a life that's a lie. There's all kinds of ways that we can engage in untruth, and we need to engage more in honesty, actively engage in honesty. It's a choice. Honesty is a choice. We know that we can lie, we can live, we can spread untruths, we can spread propaganda. Anybody can. And we know we can manipulate, we can betray. But we choose not to. I think people need to be more conscious of that. Integrity, a lot of these are connected, you know. Integrity I look at as really moral principles. And I think that society in general held tighter to moral principles when I was younger than they do now. Look at this stripper culture that seems to be popular. Look at how far gangster rap has taken kids, teenagers. I mean, corporations have fed to you an image that all you have to do is subscribe to it, and you too can ruin your life. How many kids are on drugs? Teen pregnancy. It starts with the young people. We had less of this stuff when I was younger. There was less teen pregnancies. There was just generally amongst people a higher moral compass, moral principles. People's values were higher. Your average person wasn't as much of a degenerate. Seems like a lot of people have slipped into deviancy, not even realizing it. Maybe it's the internet that's done it to people. Courage. Courage is an old school value. Seems like that men are kind of wimps now. Not standing up for themselves, not standing up for women, not standing up in general. Being too emotional. When they do stand up, they want to smash and grab, they want to rob, they want to act out in random violence. It's all pussy shit. You never cause any real change that way. You just get yourself locked up. Random violence isn't courage. Overly emotional babies isn't courage. I don't even think people know what courage is. Kindness. Kindness is an old school value. It used to be a whole neighborhood kind of raised a kid. Your neighbors could feed you, could scold you, tell you to sit on the steps because they see you being bad out front. Discipline. Discipline's an old school value. People had more discipline. They were disciplined by their parents. I don't know if parents can discipline their kids. When I was young, you'd get beat by your dad. Your dad would beat you. And there was no protective services for you to cry to. You get whooped. Everybody I knew got whooped. Everyone. I don't think you can even do that now. Discipline's a big topic because it's not just simply punishment or keeping people in line. It's a self-promoted action of keeping yourself in line, knowing that I could do bad behavior, but I won't. Keep that restriction, that self-restriction is your discipline. Getting up early every day when you don't want to is your discipline. Now motherfuckers can work from home, go to school from home, everything can be done from home. People's discipline is just falling apart. Achievement for achievement's sake is an old school value. We looked up to successful people when I was a kid. There seems to be a lot of player hating on success nowadays. As if everything wrong with the world are the rich people. People like Donald Trump or Elon Musk or whoever, they're what's wrong. They're so rich and powerful. We're so weak. It's them. It's their beliefs, not mine. It's everybody. There's a lot of hating on rich people. When I was younger, there wasn't such content, discontent, such animosity towards achievement. We celebrated it more. Another value that we had was scholarship, being educated. Your parents wanted you to be educated. Even if it didn't mean going to college. Not everybody's path was college, but to read, to travel, to have experiences, to leave the block, to become a little bit more worldly. That kind of wisdom was looked up to. Then somehow we went through the dumbing. This anti-education, anti-intellectual kind of fervor somehow caught fire amongst certain segments of our society, and there's people that refuse to read a book, people that refuse to learn anything. You have right in your hand, cell phone, with all the knowledge in the fucking world. And I know people that refuse to even go on Wikipedia. Remember when we were young, you couldn't ask your parents for shit. I would try to ask my mom, what does this mean? And she would, for any question I ever asked my mom, she would tell me, go look in the encyclopedias. And you had to go and pull out a fucking dusty old encyclopedia and look that shit up. It's because scholarship was a value. People wanted you to learn. I don't know if we're going to get through this whole list because the video's getting a little bit long. We'll do one more. I got a bunch more. We'll just do one more. Common decency is an old school value. Just being courteous to others, having a certain amount of chivalry towards women, and just a common decency towards your fellow man. You'd say hi to people as you walk by. That was kind of a common rule. Now I can't tell you how many people walk by like I don't even exist. They're on their little cell phones like zombies. It's weird. You walk 5 feet from me and you act like I don't even exist. When I go to big cities, I notice that. It wasn't like that. I used to navigate through DC, LA, San Francisco. I've lived in big cities. And anybody that comes within a fucking shoulder length to me, I'm making eye contact with that motherfucker, especially if it's another man. And I give him a little nod. I'm not into your fucking life story. But now people are just blinders on, in their world, little earbuds, ignore everything. It takes this common decency that we have towards each other, this acknowledgement that we're all together in this, that we're all living near each other. You just now isolated in your own little world. And you run from your house to your car, from your car to your job, from the car to the store. Maybe you don't even go to the store or your job no more. You just sit in your house, do everything on your computer. And you have no incentive to be decent to other people. When they're on the computer, they're sitting there trolling each other. Where's the common decency? I don't know. This is all just food for thought. Old school values. We gotta keep them alive. Thanks for watching.